Welcome back. This is part 2 of our kiln opening from September the 5th, first of our Burr month kiln openings. In this video, I'm going to give you all of the different glazes that I used and the different combos, and I have some new combos that are going to be shown towards the end of the video. So I want to get started with oldie but a goodie. So let me get you pointed down. Alrighty, these pieces turned out really well, and this is one that many of you, I am sure, are familiar with. This is just my version of the Northern Lights glaze combo, and it starts with 2 coats of Amico obsidian all over, inside and out. And then I put wavy bands, sort of in a diagonal pattern, on with 2 coats of Amico seaweed and Amico's indigo float and Amico's Smoky merlot. And that's what gives those color variations that you see that is reminiscent of the Northern Lights. Which I did hear one of the meteorologists local say there is another possible chance for us to see those Northern Lights again. It's not a great one this time though, so what a shame, but that's okay. I'll look at the mug or the little syrup pour instead. But they turned out really nice. Beautiful. All right. Moving right along. Here is another combo that I've shown you guys before. I do actually several different versions of this combo, and it does read a beach vibe, which is perfect for our area. Since we're on the Delmarva Peninsula, we have the Chesapeake Bay to our west side, and to our east side, we have the Atlantic Ocean. And where we're located, we even have the Pocomoke River about 5 to 10 minutes from our house. So we have lots of water near us. But this combination is made with a combination from Mako, where I used 2 coats of their sandstone. And then I overlap that with 2 coats of Norse blue. Sometimes I've done this combo and I've used the blue surf on the top. And sometimes when I do it, I use Spectrum's Louisiana Bayou. And this time I used Spectrum's Louisiana Bayou. And again, it's just overlapped a little bit over the Norse blue and then goes up. And I used that Norse blue on the inside and just a little tiny bit of that Louisiana Bayou 2 coats just on the inside of that rim. And of course the handle I've done in a similar fashion. But it looks great on the mug. There it is on the syrup pour. Really cute on the syrup pour, I think. And then of course, which as we were talking, this really can be a sugar and creamer. So if somebody wanted to get it together, there we go. This would be the creamer, and then this could be the sugar dish. And it's really super cute. All right, let me bring this out. Now, this is not a combination I have done previously. I have used the Amico Celadon Mulberry Glaze that is in it, but the Mako Jungle Gem is not one I had used, and it is one that had arrived in our last order of glazes, and this one is called Frosted Berries, and it turned out really nice. Looks really good next to the mulberry. But the mulberry was 3 coats on this bottom, and then on the inside, also 3 coats, and on this section of the handle as well, 3 coats. And then I did 2 coats of the Jungle Gem Frosted Berries on this top half and on the top half of the handle. And you can see just a slight bit where there was just a small overlap, and that really, really looks good. So nice combination there. And again, super cute. I'm gonna go ahead and pull out the pumpkins before I move on to some of the other glaze combinations, because I've been feeling super fall, loving the cooler days, being able to put a sweater on when it gets chilly towards evening, really nice. And of course, when fall comes here, we get to see pumpkins in some of the pumpkin patches that are around. And I think this year my daughter actually grew some pumpkins, not many, but a few that she had thrown out some seeds for. So I just love pumpkins and pumpkin bread and all the pumpkin spice things. It's a wonder if I don't gain like 20 pounds in the fall months. But I'm gonna start with this little pumpkin. I love this combination for a pumpkin. It is Amico's Tangelo, and since these are so small, I really only do 2 coats of it, and then I do 1 coat of Mako's Green Jasper over that. This is also Mako's. This is a Stroke and Coat, and it is Orange Appeal, and it is the speckled version of that Orange Appeal, and it's really super cute. I love this little cube shaped pumpkin that Shane did. It's just a fun, funky little dude. I like it a lot. Okay, this was another one that I wanted to try after I'd had such good results with this one. I was a little concerned with this one because it is Amico's Honey Flux, and I was concerned that maybe it might run too much in the kiln when I did do the Ancient Jasper, but it did just fine. So what I did do was just the 2 coats of Honey Flux and 1 coat of Green Jasper, not Ancient Jasper. Sorry about that, guys. I do have a glaze called Ancient Jasper, and I'll have to be careful of that. Yes. Alrighty. This, of course, is one of my all-time favorite colors. I love this color. And this is Mako's Tropical Teal, and I did 2 coats of the Tropical Teal. Another Mako, Cenote. And Cenote, of course, is Norse Blue with speckles. So that is beautiful. I finally, guys, have something that I absolutely think Peppered Plum is made for. It looks stunning on a pumpkin. It's so perfect, which, you know, it really is more of a fall type color anyway, so maybe it just had to be the right season for it. And then we also even have a pumpkin done in Mako's Raspberry Mist. Again, 2 coats of that. And then on all of the pumpkins, their stems were done with Mako's Black Timber. And with that Black Timber, it is only 1 coat on the stem. So, but they turned out so cute. I love them. All right, let me put these aside and bring out the others that we're going to be talking about. These came out, and one of the first things I saw was this beautiful bowl. Number 1, Shane did a really nice job on this bowl, the thickness and all. And this glaze combination I've done one other time before on a whim to see how it would turn out. Absolutely loved it. And when I saw these pieces, that combination came back into my mind, and I was like, I have to do it on these. So this combination is Mako's Shipwreck, 2 coats, overlapped by Mako Cenote 2 coats, and overlapped by Mako's Sandstone 2 coats. And then I just did that same thing on the inside of the bowl. So each of these pieces has that combination on it. Just a really, really fun combination. I always call it my freckle pieces. And it's funny because, you know, I have freckles. My mother had freckles. My mother had red hair and freckles. And so these are my freckle mugs and freckle bowls. So I love them though, really cute. This next combination I wanted to share with you is a new one for me. We had just gotten Smoky Merlot back into the studio. Had not used a lot of it through the summer months. In fact, I think it might have been since last year I had not used it. So I was like, you know, I need to really use more Smoky Merlot in things other than just the Northern Lights glaze combos. So I decided to give it a shot with this combination. So from the bottom to about here, which is about 2/3 of the way up, I did 3 coats of Amico Smoky Merlot. I then did 1 coat from the top down 2/3 of Amico's Honey Flux. And then on top of the 1 coat of Honey Flux, I did 2 coats of River Birch. And it really does, it's a very nice fall piece without screaming fall colors. It's very nice. I like this a lot. I really do. However, this next glaze combination that I'm going to get to in a second screams autumn. And you know, sometimes you want subtle. That one is subtle. But then sometimes you don't want subtle. Sometimes you want, here it is, fall. And it really came out and matched the vision that I had for this piece. So this is a combination that I am planning to do again and again and again. I'm sure it's not one that would be super popular at other times of the year maybe, but right now, after a really hot summer, folks are really longing for fall and cooler temperatures, and this just really says, here I am, I'm fall. So what this is, I have a band around the middle of Honey Flux, and I did 2 coats of that. And then on the bottom half, overlapping the Honey Flux just a little tiny bit, just barely, I did Mako's Black Timber, 2 coats. And then just barely again overlapping that Honey Flux from the top down to here is Amico's Deep Sienna Speckle. And I did 3 coats of that. And it is 3 coats of the Deep Sienna Speckle on the inside as well. And these pieces are just wonderful. Really, really nice. I love the way that turned out on the handle. And I love how you can see even some gold coming out in this combination. So it's really pretty. My goal for this was to be like you were walking through the forest and the soil was dark and damp on the bottom, and then you had the leaves falling down and they're that nice russet color, and just, I love it. I really do. I can't say enough about that. You know, sometimes things come out the way we want them to. And of course, this is Shane's covered bowl that, again, that combination just looks really, really amazing on it. And there it is in the lid. And then on the handle for the lid, I went back to the black timber, 2 coats for that, so that that would tie it all together. But it's really, really nice. Just a few more things. Here we have the yarn bowl, and it is beautiful. Shane pointed out in our first video, look at that lucky drip right there. Whenever you get a drip like that, and it's just there, and you can feel it, most of the time they happen down here, but look how cute that is right there. It's a lucky drip. So whoever ends up with this yarn bowl is gonna have some good luck, I think. So let's take a look. We have Mako's root beer ×2 all the way around the bottom of the piece and also on the inside of the piece. And then overlapping the root beer is Mako's lavender mist, 2 coats. And it just is really, really beautiful. That lavender mist, when it gets on top of the root beer, it flows and creates this really amazing color that I don't know if it shows or not, but the patterning is so pretty. Here you can see the actual root beer color, but all of this other is what happens when the lavender mist goes over top of it. Really, really stunning. All right, and then the last thing I want to end with were these saucers that I was trying Amico's new crawl glaze, and it is their white speckle. And I used them on the Amico Celadons, therefore they are food safe, because that's what the directions said to do with them. And I wanted to see, you know, which ones I liked it on, which ones I didn't. Did I want just on the rim, or did I want the whole piece? So what I did, and I actually, my cousin Karen did these for me. I had her cover them in, this particular ones are Amico Obsidian. So she put Amico Obsidian, and she did do 3 coats of these. And then I applied over the top of that 4 coats of the white speckle crawl. And so here it is, covering the whole plate. And there it is, just on the rim. And I'm trying to decide, which one do I like best? Which one do you guys like best? The one where it covers the whole thing, or just on the rim? I'm thinking like a dinnerware set. You know, it might be nice to have, you know, a combination of them. I don't know. But I love it on the obsidian. I really do. All right. I guess I could stack them together. Then we tried that same technique, as I said, but this time it's using the deep sea. Again, I think it looks really nice with the deep sea. I like that. I think this one is my least favorite. This is Snapdragon. And I know someone will love this, but for me, that's not, I don't know. I don't like this one. That's just me. That's my personal opinion. Okay. This one is using the Celadon Jade. Again, it seemed to not go as well on the jade as it did on the obsidian and on the deep sea. It still looks nice though. It does still look nice. And of course, I will say, I love it on the mulberry. It looks really cute on the mulberry. So there it is. Now I'm thinking about trying it on a mug and just doing a band around the outside middle or top 2/3 of the mug and see how it looks, you know, done like that. So I'm still thinking, but it is definitely unusual, very different. And so tomorrow they'll go to the table and I'll see what our friends at the market think of them. I'm curious to see if any of these will sell or not tomorrow. I'll have to let you guys know on Sunday when we do our coffee time what the people at the market thought of them. Did they think they were pretty? Did they seem to prefer the solid color middle or the full coverage? So yeah, so very happy with this glaze unload. Let me get you guys back up. It was a wonderful glaze unload. We really, so happy. Every handle was right. And I couldn't have been more pleased with some of the combinations that were in there. It's good to have a kiln unload like that. You need one every once in a while because there are always times, guys, when things don't turn out. But, you know, you hold on to those moments for the times when you're like, oh, I opened it and it all turned out. So it was wonderful, wonderful. All right, I'm going to stop here. Thank you so much for coming back for our glaze combo sharing. I hope you found something that you liked. And yes, definitely lots of fall combos here this time. And we will probably get this one out, airing it tomorrow while we're actually at the market. And then we'll touch base with you guys again for coffee time on Sunday. So take care, guys. And no matter where you're at in the world, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.